In order to verify the authenticity of the treasure, the man picked up a thin string and tied it to the seal. Then he gave a hard pull, and the seal started to spin. The man tied them together with the thin string, and then he threw them upwards and conducted the test again. The people saw his wonderful performance and gave warm applause. The man had already distinguished the genuine from the fake. He put the seal back on the table and explained to the people. The ancient people more than 1,000 years ago had backward technology. Air got into the seal, causing the center of gravity to be unstable. So the seal that lay down was the real antique, and the standing seal was fake. The old man was very sad when he saw that his treasure had become worthless. Taking the opportunity, the man took out $50 and wanted to buy the fake item in the old man's hand. The old man immediately agreed and thanked the man, not knowing that he had been deceived by the man. In fact, the old man's seal was a real antique. When the man walked out of the market, he was suddenly stopped by two strong men. Someone had recognized his identity and knew that he was the descendant of an expert in appraising antiques. So they were sure that the antique he had taken a fancy to couldn't be fake, and they demanded that the man sell the seal to them. However, they never thought that this man was the mastermind behind it all. It turned out that the old man was his accomplice. They set up a scam just to attract others to buy the treasure. Although the man was the descendant of an expert in appraising antiques, he spent all day deceiving people and didn't do any normal work, because it was very difficult to make a living in the antique business, and there was even a risk of losing his life. His grandfather, a long time ago, was convicted of smuggling a national treasure because of an antique Buddha head and was executed by firing squad. His family was also criticized by people and driven out of the antique industry. When the man grew up, he had the ability to appraise treasures, but he survived in society by means of deception. One day, a beautiful woman found him and told him that the Buddha head his grandfather had sent away back then was about to be returned. But the other side had a requirement that only a real master in appraising antiques could take back the antique Buddha head. At that time, the Buddha head had already been placed in the company's headquarters. The current boss wanted to select someone to receive the Buddha head instead of the man. While everyone was discussing, the woman pulled the man into the meeting hall. The drunk man even vomited directly into an antique vase. People were surprised. The man looked at the Buddha head and was just about to touch it when he was suddenly pushed down by someone. The man was angry and challenged him to a competition to distinguish the authenticity of the treasure. The one who won could get the qualification to receive the antique. The competition began. The man in a suit used professional tools to appraise the antique, but the man could distinguish the authenticity of the antique from the details. At the last moment, the man picked up a Buddha head and threw it on the ground, smashing it, saying that it was a fake. It turned out that this Buddha head used a special method, and the problem could only be seen through the fragments. The man's method made people admire him very much, so he obtained the qualification to receive the treasure.